Like sands through the hourglass, so are the days of our lives? Hello and welcome to another episode of So Are the Days of Our Lives. I am your host, Olivia Willis. This is a podcast where I recap somewhat recent episodes of Days of Our Lives and break down all the campy, dramatic greatness, celebrating guilty pleasure entertainment in all its forms. Today I have, somebody I have been excited to ask to be on the podcast, Ben Tracy. Ben, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. This is the biggest role I've ever booked, so I'm just like so excited for it. I've been waiting.
You got the call. You're booked and blessed.
I did. And honestly did brighten my week. That's like where we're at right now in like the world of like sorrow, where I was like, oh, something good.
If I can be that light in someone's week, wow, that warms my heart. Ben, what is your background, if any, with Days of Our Lives or soap operas in general?
Friends. So I know Dr. Drake Ramore, who I do not believe was a real character. I'm actually not sure if they brought on any of the real characters and they showed scenes from the show.
I can't remember. I need to go back and watch because I don't think I've done a Friends rewatch since I started, because I only started watching Days of Our Lives in 2020. So I haven't seen all of it. But one Dr. Drake Ramore sidebar is that they recently had a character. They were filming a soap opera within the soap opera. It was beautiful. And one of the characters' names was Dr. Blake Lamore. Like they were doing a reference
I love that. I love
Friends.
that.
Because yes, Drake Ramore was not a real character. And like I almost just called him Joey. Like Matt LeBlanc was never on Days of Our Lives, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, they were like referencing Dr. Drake Ramore recently.
Otherwise, I think like when I would stay home, my mom wasn't like, I don't think she was like an avid soap opera watcher, but like when, I'd be like sick from school, I feel like there were times when I'd see it on TV. I do remember once like making fun of the acting and calling it corny when I was a kid, and my mom was like, it is just a different style. And I'm like, that was actually like my first like acting lesson moment. I was like, thanks, Mom. We adjust for the situation.
Yes, exactly. It's just a different style. I love that. But so this was your first ever episode of Days of Our Lives you were watching?
To my knowledge, yeah.
To your consciously, sure.
Yes.
That's my ideal with this podcast. I'm really just trying to drop people into the ocean.
Is there another soap opera that's still running? Of like the long one?
General Hospital is still on.
Oh, okay.
Young and the Restless
is that the one
still on.
Nia from Dance Moms was on. I don't know if you would know.
I don't know. I do know Dance Moms, but I don't. I have such like a weird. I'm like, I couldn't imagine keeping up with multiple soap operas. I would pass away, like, unless it was my full-time job. So I'm like, I don't watch or really know anything about any other soap operas. There's one that I want to start watching that CBS just started called Beyond the Gates. It literally like premiered last year. It's brand new.
Is that on network too?
Yes, it's on. I think it's on CBS, but they're like really promoting it on Paramount Plus too. And like Tamara Tooney from Law and Order SVU is the star, and I am obsessed with her.
Wait, who is that?
She was the medical examiner for many years.
Oh, yeah, I love her.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So I got to get into Beyond the Gates, but
you can start it from the beginning, which I feel like seems easier.
A little bit.
They are able. They drop you in easily.
That's the thing. It is designed for you to have just been sick home from school and turn on the TV and like you're dropped in.
Yeah. They repeat the plot lines, which I appreciate.
Yes.
It's actually, I feel like they were before the days of like double screening and like sidetracked watching, but they were like ahead of the game when it came to like, we will always repeat the characters' names and important plot points.
Totally. That's so true. It's like they were solving for a different problem than what shows now have to solve for. Like shows now, even though this is still being made now, but like people think about attention span and all that kind of stuff. And this was literally just like, if you missed it, you missed it. There was no way of catching an episode. So you have to catch people up every single new episode.
For 2 weeks and it's like, but you can come right back in.
I wonder, I should look. I don't even think they did like DVD releases. Like, I don't even think you can get box sets of seasons of Days of Our Lives.
Are they lost to time?
I
Some like the
think they're
early
lost
ones?
to
Yeah.
time, and like the occasional person who recorded it on their VHS or
Oh, and there's
something.
someone who has like
Oh,
all, what, 61 seasons of this.
absolutely,
They just have
yes.
like shelves full.
And to that person, get in touch because I
I
have
love
some
it.
seasons I want to catch up on. Amazing. So Days of Our Lives is 100% my like comfort show. I just like need to turn off my brain and turn something on the TV, and I have so many episodes I can watch. I'm curious, do you have a show like that that you would call like your comfort show, or maybe like guilty pleasure show, what have you?
I have a few I alternate between. Definitely for like comfort show. I mean, Friends is that classic one, and
Yeah.
because you could just pick up any episode anywhere. I've seen them all. They're also quotable that I can drop in wherever. Recently, I have been getting into Law and Order. Like this is like in the last few months type of thing. I just love Mariska Hargitay, and I feel like she's
Yes.
having her moment, right? I mean, she's had her moment for
She
a
is.
while, but just having a new moment within the moment, which I really
She
like.
is that girl.
And so I started with a lot of the ones of like more recent seasons actually, but now I started going back to some older ones as well, which are they are just incredibly problematic in some of their viewpoints.
Oh,
They are
yeah.
so, but I love it. It's a time capsule of the time.
Yes, absolutely.
Um,
I was thinking recently about the fact that like I started watching SVU when I was like in middle school. And I was like,
sure, yeah.
why was I watching this show about sex crimes?
It really was so palatable in a
Yes.
disconcerting way. American culture.
Oh my God. And if that's not a microcosm, I
We
don't know
can't
what
show sex
is.
on TV, but we can show the crimes. Yeah, no, I've been very much enjoying. I love having it like on in the background. It's such because every
Yes.
episode is basically the same.
Yes.
There's like a little twist in each one, maybe, but yeah, no, it's very that formula is I think a comforting one. I think probably I'm not, now that I'm an expert in my one episode of Days of Our Lives, but I feel like probably even more formulaic in it than like a soap because a soap you're going to always have new plot lines coming in.
Yes. And even like there's so many active characters on this show at any given time. Like this was like 10 like just a slice. Like these people will not even carry over to the episode that aired the next day. Like it's
Okay, that
just
was my
always new people.
question.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
What is the full cast and are they all these all seemed connected in one way or another. Like everyone, her web connects us all
Yes.
very like that. Is everyone else? I mean, because it started as like a family, right? It isn't like
Yeah, it was basically like in the 60s it was like this small town in Illinois, five families and like how they whatever. It was like the mundanity of life. It like the first ever episode I did find on YouTube, and it was about like a teenage girl shoplifting a mink coat from the department store, and her
okay.
grandfather had to like bail her out. Um,
Still
s-
steak, still a
so
little like
stakes, yes.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean there are just like dozens and dozens, like I would say at least 2 dozen like core main cast happening all the time. And then there's like the second tier around that that's like tertiary characters that flit in and out depending on the storyline.
Sure.
So definitely like these people in this episode come back often while these plot lines these arcs will work their way through the system and eventually be resolved in some way and make way
Sure.
for other characters to have other dramas and things like that.
And did like these set of like the 12 that were on this episode, did they interact with the other dozen? Or
Yes,
like it
yes.
just depends. Okay,
It's
okay.
also
So
it's also the vibe of like extremely small town, like everyone's either related or grew up together, or like
great, great.
they often do a thing where they have to like I'm surprised there's a scene where I'm surprised they didn't do it in this episode, but there's a lot of like we have to name exactly how we can confirm we're not biologically related before we can start flirting.
Sure. Oh, and now I know which one you're talking about.
Yes.
Okay,
So
sure.
it's a lot of like, oh, you're so and so. My cousin was married to your brother. And then, so that makes us third cousins, but only through marriage. It's a lot of like family tree. So a fun little game I try to play as we're talking is because the episodes are only they don't have titles, they're only identified by season and episode number and the date that they aired. So I like to come up with whatever the fun title we think should be for this episode. So keep that in mind as we're talking
Okay.
through it. Or if you maybe have some front runners already, shout them
Not
out.
yet, no, but
Okay, perfect.
I like
Let
this assignment. So
let it
yeah.
percolate. Yeah, yeah. Okay, anything else before we just dive into the recap?
No, I don't think so.
Perfect. Let's do it. Okay, today we are talking about Days of Our Lives, season 61, episode 32, which aired on Tuesday, October 7th, 2025. I've started doing a thing where I like introduce the cast of characters before we start the show in case that's helpful with like names and identities and relationships.
Absolutely. I did. I watched it with subtitles to both
Smart.
support the artist, but also to learn names. I
Incredible.
got most of them. I got most of them.
Amazing. Yes. So this episode, we have Dr. Sarah Horton, who we only see in her capacity at the hospital. Incredible Bob. We have her friend Brady Black, leather jacket dad.
Didn't get the last name. Wow.
Yes. Johnny DeMera and his wife Chanel, fraught in crisis. We have the gaggle of cool teens, Ari, Holly, Tate, and Sophia.
Great. Okay. Got it right.
The relationships there are that Holly and Tate were like the it couple of Salem High, but then they were having a rocky relationship moment and Tate hooked up with Sophia and Sophia got pregnant.
Okay.
They were trying to give the baby up for adoption like the whole pregnancy. Sophia's mom is extremely religious and was very controlling about who could get the baby. So there was all this drama about like Johnny and Chanel wanted to adopt the baby, but they weren't like good enough for Sophia's mom, blah, blah, blah. Sophia ended up going into labor alone in her bedroom and giving birth alone with the instructions of a YouTube video.
If you have the number of that episode, send it my way.
I will find it. It
Great.
is crazy. Then she leaves the baby at a firehouse.
Okay.
So it's discovered and put into foster care. The baby is fine. But she pretends to still be pregnant, then like concocts a scheme with her lawyer to be like, okay, now we're going to pretend you went to Chicago for a college visit and you went into labor in Chicago and gave birth in Chicago and found a family to adopt the baby in Chicago. And now the baby has been adopted. So Tate is like, wait, you gave birth and gave the baby up for adoption and I didn't even know, like I didn't even get to be there. And she's being crazy about it because she is lying. And
But he's mad about the fake story, and the real story is she did in a way give up the baby for adoption by leaving it
yes, but he
okay.
wanted to give the baby up for adoption. He just wanted to be able to like, I think, see the baby before it was given up for adoption and maybe have it be like an open adoption situation. And she is being extremely cagey because she is lying and has concocted this insane lie.
Yeah, okay.
So Tate's like, he's being crazy because he's like, needs to know what happened to his baby and he knows Sophia's lying to him.
Sure, okay.
So that's what's going on there. And then we have the unfortunate police corruption and racial profiling corner of this episode, which involves Police Commissioner Jada Hunter, a woman of business.
Yeah.
JJ Devereaux, detective. Theo Carver, who is a complicated friend of JJ's, and his father Abe, who is the former mayor of this town.
Oh,
yes.
Okay. That's
Doesn't
a new
he
flavor.
give former mayor vibes?
Very much so, yeah.
Okay. So this episode begins at the hospital where friends Sarah and Brady are running into each other. Brady is there because his daughter Rachel is in therapy. Thank God. This girl is troubled. We do not see this girl in this episode, but she has a personality disorder for sure. She has been troubled because her mom is one of the big supervillains of the show, Kristen DeMera. She's been in and out of prison Rachel's entire life from all the crimes she's committed. And Rachel acts out in a lot of ways. She's often like physically violent with people. She like got her father's girlfriend kidnapped and held hostage by her presumed, like, it's actually too complicated to get into, but just know that the girl facilitated a hostage situation.
How old was she when she did that, and how old is she now?
She's like 11 now.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, she was young. I'm putting her with like the college girlies.
Sorry. No. She is she's in like 5th grade.
So she's less in like, I mean, she's in it's therapy, but that's like more like, yeah, that's something else. This is giving adolescence.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So the most critical recent drama is that she basically like went into a dissociative fugue state and shot her uncle. a couple
Oh,
months ago.
okay.
And nobody really know, like they're keeping that under wraps. But it's good that she's in therapy.
Okay, so my big question, he was giving, I did not know that was his daughter. I thought maybe it was like a girlfriend or wife
Oh,
or
sure.
something, or just like reference. And he kind of gave this little eye roll when he mentioned the therapist. And I was like, oh, is he one of those guys that's like, oh, therapy doesn't work? But I'm like, now I really hope that was just a kind of like I'm hoping that wasn't the case because it sounds like it's like she's a classic example of like
She
someone who like,
desperately needs therapy.
yeah, it's beyond just like, oh, you need to work out some things. It's like it's that or like prison, it sounds like.
Yeah, that is out of character for him to have made that weird face about it. So maybe
Maybe it's
he's,
more just like, oh, my life
yeah,
kind of
like I'm
about.
at such a loss. I have brought my 11-year-old daughter to her desperately needed therapy. Sarah also weirdly has a moment where she kind of like brags about how big of a believer in therapy she is.
Love it. Yeah. I mean, we get our little lesson in there for all the people watching at home.
Actually, therapy works.
Well, and there's someone going in like recording that and then going to show their spouse and being like,
Yes,
see,
they do it.
and
They do it. Yes. So Sarah talks about how she and her estranged husband Xander are starting couples counseling, and Brady like kind of gives a dig that he's surprised Xander would agree to couples counseling, and Sarah reveals she did give him an ultimatum. So, good tactic.
yeah.
I think healthy. And yeah, Brady agrees. You have to resolve your problems, especially when there's kids involved. So that was referencing the kid in therapy.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay. Okay. I understand because I did write dramatic music here. Like it felt overly dramatic for him. Like,
Yes.
I mean, yeah, kids of divorce, that's tough. But like it played really dramatically. And now I'm like, okay, they earned the drama.
It did. He was referring to like he and Kristen, Rachel's mom, have had a notoriously toxic relationship and have never been to therapy. So I think maybe it was twinged with a like, if I had only thought to go to therapy earlier.
Sure. And did my divorce cause
Yes,
this?
this
Yeah.
chaos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Dramatic music. Yeah, I get it.
Dramatic music justified. We do fade into this weird establishing shot of like New York City. It is like not giving a suburb of Chicago at all.
Okay, that was New York, right?
Yes, it's like the
Okay,
Upper
okay.
West Side.
I was like, well, then I was confused. I was like, where are we? And I actually did write, is this Salem, Oregon, Salem, Massachusetts, or make-believe Salem?
It
Is
is.
there, is
It
there a
is.
Salem, Illinois?
There is a Salem, Illinois,
Oh,
technically,
fair.
but like this is, for all intents and purposes, make believe.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's such an interesting name to go with Salem because it's so witchy feeling. And
It's
I'm like,
so Salem witch trials.
yeah, like, so you're gonna, like, why not, if you're gonna go with, like, make-believe town, I don't know, like, even like I don't know, like a Springfield, not Springfield, for
Exactly.
Simpsons, but like something like that,
Generic like that. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I was talking to, maybe it was Grant about this, where I was like, maybe it was that the Crucible wasn't as big in 1965 as it is now.
McCarthyism had not like made its full.
Yeah. And so like the effect of the Crucible being taught in schools is why all of us are like Salem, the witch trials.
Wow.
I don't know, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. And or maybe someone who created the show grew up in Salem, Illinois,
Maybe,
and just
maybe.
like name it there.
But so, yeah, we're not in New York City. We are still in Salem. We are going to the apartment of Johnny and Chanel. Johnny is pacing frantically. He's been texting Holly all morning, but apparently they're going unread. He needs to know why Holly would send him those provocative photos of herself, and right in the middle of their adoption process, no less.
I wrote here that the provocative photos in the middle of our adoption process is a new not in front of my salad. Like it just like gave that exact same energy and kind of like that adult film pre-scene writing.
Yes.
It felt like one of those scenes.
Yes. And right in the middle of our adoption process, no less.
But as a new viewer, I loved it.
Yes, you got a lot of information in this one scene.
I'm making fun of it, but I appreciated it, so it's kind of,
And isn't that the spirit of this podcast?
I think that's the spirit of soap operas. I mean, they're like they're in on it.
Yes, it's campy.
Yeah.
It's intentionally campy. So, long story short, and we will get into much more detail later, Johnny and Chanel are trying to adopt a baby.
Is this the Tate baby or is this
This is the Tate baby.
And
But
they
don't know it's the Tate baby. They just think a random baby was left at the firehouse one night and nobody knew
the
it was
real Tate baby.
Yes, 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 yes,
Okay.
yes, yes, yes,
Here
yes.
this time I thought they were knowingly trying just to adopt Tate's baby because they were worried about and they were worried about the adoption process because of the letter which gets referenced.
Yes.
Not about because they're like, oh, Holly's ex is Tate or okay.
Yes, 100%. It's all coming together. Yes. So yeah, basically in the middle of their meeting with the social services whatever agent, Johnny starts getting a bunch of texts and they are provocative photos of college freshmen and Johnny's student and former stepsister. We'll get into it.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
Holly. And then she has gone radio silent all night. So what happened here is that we're going to talk about it. There was a blackout the night before and a fire at the dorm. Before the fire at the dorm broke out, Sophia went into Ari and Holly's dorm room. Holly was so drunk that she passed out. Sophia took provocative photos of Holly and sent them to Johnny.
Okay,
it was Sophia.
Okay.
It is a picture of Holly, but Sophia took them without Holly's knowledge and sent them to Johnny from Holly's phone.
Got it. Okay,
great.
Because
Sophia's a scary girl.
I was gonna say I was like from the beginning, I'm like, she's giving Duplicitous, and I can't tell if that's just like her acting style or if it's a choice. So now I know it's a choice, and I'm like, bravo. Emmy award.
I would love someone who just opts for a Duplicitous acting style.
It's not a bad choice when like auditioning for a soap.
It certainly leaves the audience wanting more.
Yeah.
Like, what's her thing?
What's going on?
Totally.
Yeah, no.
Now we're going to go to the dorms of Salem University, where the director really thought they ate with this establishing shot. So
I literally said artsy cinematography for 7 seconds from behind at 1:17.
It's like nothing I've ever seen before in 6 years of watching this show.
Wow. Okay. I got something special.
Yes.
Great.
It's Ari standing with her hands on her hips, and the camera zooms out from her back to give her sort of Heather's style hands on hips surveying the room.
I wanted her to like start like bopping and then turn around and it's like a 60s girl group number.
That would have been incredible.
That was what it was setting up.
It was also, begging for that.
My high school theater director once told me that the two most powerful positions on stage are full front or full back. And I was like, oh, we're going for full back. Okay, power stance.
This is powerful full back.
Yes. Really for a long
time.
The show moved, 7 seconds of this was devoted to that establishing shot.
Yes.
That was more than they established New York
as
the city we're not in.
That
was a full. Someone was just like, I want to feel like an artist today.
I'm like, they had a couple extra minutes on set and they were like, you know what? Let me try something crazy I've always wanted to try.
Or they got like a new like slider or something that made that like shot possible. And they're like, well, we have to use it.
100%. So Ari's surveying her and Holly's new dorm room because they had to move because of the fire. Holly's sulking because the reason, there was a fire in their old dorm room and it was totally her fault. And she knows she's going to get in trouble because not only are candles not allowed in the dorms, she was wasted.
And now that you've told me a little bit more about the Sophia sending the photos.
Yes.
Was it Holly's fault for the fire? Was that actually her fault? Or
I think it was actually her fault because I wouldn't put it past Sophia to do a foray into arson. But I think if I'm remembering the episode correctly, it was like Holly was like sleeping and just like knocked the candle over that was on her bedside.
Which could happen to a sober person too.
Could happen to a sober. During a blackout, all they had was candles.
I did take a note later on in the episode where it clicked for me that she was in a blackout during the blackout, and I was like, whoa, that is theater writing right there. That is
potential title of ep.
Blackout and a blackout.
Blackout and a blackout.
I said maybe that'd be the episode before.
Maybe. Oh, you're right. Actually, yeah. The prequel. I love Ari is not about the negativity. She's just like, I don't know why you're so upset.
She literally said, when she said, I'm probably going to get expelled, she went, ugh.
Ugh, whatever.
That's so boring.
Let's have fun. We're freshmen.
Yeah, Ari is she's peppy. She's a peppy girl.
She has a lot of pep in her step.
Yes. What? I don't want to take that from her.
No, I love that about her.
How long has she been on the show for?
She has not been on the show very long. Like Ari as a character has been around for many years. She's like the children of two characters who've been on since like the 90s, but she was often like a little girl growing up with her dad in Arizona, and so she was never seen on the show. She was just talked about. And
Sure.
so she has now like made her grand return to Salem as a new college high school graduate, I guess, at the time. And so she's actually only been on the show for like a couple months.
Okay, great. So she's like, of course she's peppy. She's happy.
Exactly.
Everything's new for her in both soap opera world and in like the place she's living.
Yeah. Holly decides it doesn't even matter if she gets expelled because she just hates it here so much. Holly is super emo.
And I just have to ask this, even though I'm 99%, I'm like 100% that the answer is no. Is Holly Sabrina Carpenter or someone related to Sabrina Carpenter? Because I'm like, there really was the first moment I'm like, they got her on this show? And then I was like, okay, no, that's not her.
It's a copy paste. As far as I'm aware, she is not a relative of Sabrina Carpenter, but it's definitely, that's the blueprint.
Yes. Like, how long has she been on the show for?
She's been on the show for a while. Yeah.
And this actress playing the role?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Because I'm like, did they like bring her on to be like I could have seen that casting call gone out for like a Sabrina Carpenter type, but brunette.
Now outside the Brady pub, Tate and Sophia, who are both waiters at the pub, they're both on their breaks. And I'm like, you can't both be on your breaks at the same time.
Such a good point. I'm trying to get, there's a company that owes us money at my job. This is probably proprietary information, but I was trying to email them today to get, and everyone is out of office on their vacation. I'm like, you're all taking vacation at the same time? That is number one. No. Shame on them. But yeah, no, and because it didn't look like, well, if it's a rush, then they need all hands on deck.
Yes.
And if it's a slow night, they probably only have 2 people working there anyway.
Yes. And it's a small restaurant. I'm like, I don't think I've ever seen 2 servers at the pub.
Sure.
You guys you're losing it. So Tate's going to leave for a walk, and Sophia does a very performative, oh my God, while she looks at her phone. And Tate turns back, and Sophia's eyes dart because she's up to no good.
Yes. Okay. Duplicitous.
Yes.
At this point, I was calling her 2 Strands because she has this 2 strands of hair. Now I'm calling her Sophia 2 Strands.
Yes. 2 Strands Sophia.
This was when I started realizing in this show, are these scenes always this short generally?
Yes.
Like, do they ever stay in a scene for, even like when it's like a really important moment? It seems like the longest one was when Holly was over at his house. But like, they jump.
They jump. I feel like the longest scenes are like 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah. I don't mind that style actually. It's just like you're just kind of, because you're still getting a complete scene by the end if you stitched it together. It's just a more interesting way of slicing it.
It is like there's so much more filler though because of that. Like if you took all of the Tate and Sophia scenes and like smushed them together, it's still probably only like 4 or 5 minutes. But because you're doing so much like dramatic pauses, what's going to happen when we come back to this scene? It's like you're really stretching it out.
It probably wouldn't make sense putting it together because I feel like they also like reestablish the conversation each time.
So many times.
They're actually like in the middle of a conversation and then like,
yes.
So.
Yes. Yeah. And they also like, they'll like tee up the next scene by being like, oh, and this thing about Holly, and then we'll go see Holly and we'll like get more information that we need before we come back to this conversation. I'm like, God, you guys are fucking geniuses.
Yeah, it is an art form.
It is an art form.
No, and also, yeah, so I think I wrote, I met 8 people in under 2 minutes.
Yes, it is.
Which is wild.
The cold open is a roller coaster ride.
Because we got through every character before we got to the theme.
Yes,
right?
Yes.
Okay, every character and then the theme song. Okay, and that was about in, I think, like 3 or 3.5 minutes or something. Yeah. I noted all this. I was like, wow, we're like moving in. Wow, everyone's included in the cold open.
It is structurally crazy.
It's also very Greek. Everything's a 2-person or a 3-person scene.
Yes.
I think they should do a soap opera with only 3 actors.
Yes, because it is all just like talking about offstage action.
Yeah, and someone could have a duplicitous mask.
Yes.
The eyes just shift because, this is 21st century, so the masks have a little more technology.
Exactly. Yeah. Next, we're going to the police station. Police Commissioner Jada Hunter is making notes in a composition notebook. I did flag that as odd behavior in the year 2026. But again, I don't want to yuck anybody's yum.
Technically 2025. So,
You're so right. The technology is different.
It was so much.
They were definitely still on composition notebooks in 2025.
There are some people who will like hold tight to that, but yeah, she doesn't seem like the person who would.
No,
like from
no.
what I knew about her character, I'm like, she's using Notes app. Like,
yeah,
she's not
can't we
even
get?
computer. She's just
Can't
like,
we get her a laptop?
yeah.
So Detective JJ Horton comes in, or no, JJ Devereaux. That's not. I put the wrong name. I hate calling him a grown man. JJ.
Devereaux, is that a family name, Devereaux, like from the show? Because
yes.
That's also on another show.
Yeah.
Devereaux, isn't that like
Blanche Devereaux, The Golden Girls.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
So JJ comes in. Jada wants to thank him. Also, the fact that we have JJ and Jada in this scene is driving me nuts.
And I'm assuming they have a lot of scenes together because if they work together.
Famously colleagues, yeah.
Yeah.
So Jada wants to thank him for everything he did to restore order in the town square during the blackout last night.
And all he did was go out to people and be like, hey.
Hey. Get out of here. There's a curfew in place.
Yeah.
So Jada very pointedly asks if there's something he wants to tell her. And JJ says, there is. Then he slides his badge across her desk past her very prominently featured stapler and announces he's resigning from the force. Start with the drama.
So in that moment, I was a little proud. I said, okay, he's seen the light. He said ACAB and is like, I'm done with this. And then we immediately cut to that flashback of him holding a gun. And I'm like, oh no!
I thought he was a part of the solution, but it turns out he is the problem.
Did we see this episode? Did we see this in the blackout episode of him approaching Theo?
Yes.
Was that flashback from when from the square?
From actually like 10 years ago or whenever this episode was.
So is he telling the truth when he's saying he didn't pull the gun on him during the blackout?
Correct. Yes.
Okay. Yes. A little better.
Yeah. But so Theo. This was way before my time watching the show, but they have talked about it a little bit. So yeah, it's like there was an altercation years and years ago between Theo and JJ shot Theo. And there was this whole to-do of like, it was racial profiling. It was implicit bias.
Did they know each other at that point?
Yeah, I think so, yes. Or if they didn't know each other, it was like JJ didn't know it was Theo.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But then like Theo survived. JJ and him went on to like become friends through the tragedy. And like part of the reason they became friends is that Theo was like, I thought you learned your lesson that like being a cop was bad for you and like you were not right for that job. And now you're back to being a cop and I'm pissed.
Did JJ like completely leave, or was he just on leave for a while and then like
he completely left? Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then he just recently came back on the show a couple months ago and is back in the PD.
Back in the habit.
Exactly. Exactly.
Back in the habit of profiling.
So the worst habit. So speaking of Theo, we're going to meet him now strolling through the town square when he's overtaken by a double flashback. As you said, first he remembers the blackout last night, JJ coming up behind him and yelling at him. And then he flashes back to years ago, JJ aiming a gun and JJ yelling for Theo to drop his gun. Like that, those were two separate interactions.
That makes more sense now.
Yeah. You never expect it to be a double flashback.
Sure. But I guess if I had been watching, I would have probably recognized.
That's okay. That's okay.
Okay.
So then JJ's yelling him to drop the gun and a shot rings out. Theo gets pulled back to the present when his dad, Abe, places a hand on his shoulder, a perfect grounding exercise. And he can tell Theo's not all right. And the music swells and we go into like sands through the hourglass. So are the days of our lives.
And is this a theme? Is this like the OG theme song? Have they updated it at all?
The like animation has changed.
Sure.
And the music is definitely more like synth, but that's the opening theme. And it's always been like sands through the hourglass. So are the days of our lives. Yeah.
The music felt dated though too, which I guess synth is very like they updated in the 80s and then
Yeah,
never went
never
forward from
again.
there. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So back in the square, Theo tries to convince Abe he's fine, and Abe asks if he's unsettled by the looting that happened last night during the blackout. There was apparently looting. Good Lord. Theo just recently moved back to Salem, and Abe doesn't want this incident to change his feelings about returning to Salem. And Theo admits being back has stirred up all kinds of feelings, which I just thought was such a dramatically vague way of putting that.
Yeah, yeah. I ran into JJ this I have had problems with in the past and still have.
It brought up all kinds of feelings such as trauma and PTSD.
I'm still okay. So Salem is a small suburb of Chicago.
Yes.
So I mean, I don't know how to quite compare suburbs of Chicago of like a bigger city to like, but like, is this Richfield? Like, is this like in like the Minnesota version? Like, how do I
Yeah,
and like
probably.
does Chicago as a whole have a blackout? And
No, I don't think so.
it just
No.
seems like weird protocol for like a suburb. Like I feel like it's more kind of like an inconvenience, not a like.
Yes. And yeah, it was very like the power's been out for 20 minutes. There's looting in the town square. And I was like,
I call that a
what?
blackout? That's like, did a power line go down? That sounds like, yeah, I don't.
There was a blackout because this guy who just purchased the hospital in town is like building some crazy lab in the basement of the hospital and
Okay,
he
okay,
knocked out a power line.
okay, great, great.
I actually can't answer that question.
That that makes sense. That makes more sense than a lot of other. Yeah, I'm like, how do you knock out power in a small town? You build a secret lab
You
in the
build a
basement of the
crazy
hospital.
secret lab under the
Yeah,
hospital. That's
yeah.
how. Yeah.
Okay, great.
And now back in the dorm, Ari's trying to be positive and remind Holly of all their epic times they've had. But Holly just can't get over it. Her life is a disaster. There's all this drama with Tate and Sophia. And I'm like, that's putting it, drama with Tate and Sophia is putting it lightly.
And also, now, Ari, yeah, she is really positive.
She is just like, why are you so upset that your boyfriend like kissed the girl he got pregnant and is still obsessed with because he doesn't know what happened to their baby? Why?
She also operates so many words, which honestly I kind of like that as a viewer because like I really do get like all of the information I need from her. But I did write down, she said Tate is just a guy and you're a queen. I'm like, yes, we are hitting those moments.
Operative
Operative.
words.
Yeah, no, they said find the operative in the sentence, and she said, I'll do better than that. I'll find you three.
Can do.
Yeah.
Watch me. Yeah. So Holly just feels like she and Tate have been through so much. Sophia's pregnancy and the baby finally getting adopted, but things have just gone sideways. Yeah, Ari is really trying to give her that pep talk to no avail. Back with Sophia, Tate asks, he like turns back. He goes, what made you go full drama mode? I was like, full drama mode, so dismissive. And Sophia tells him she got a text from her friend telling her that Holly is seeing some older married guy. And Tate is very surprised because they broke up like yesterday.
Also, how much older is he than her?
I can't. I mean, like, probably like 7 years.
Yeah, I mean, married guy problem, but like,
Yes.
I mean, and yeah, you're like 18 and 25
Right,
problem.
sure.
But like, yeah, I was just like older married. I thought it was gonna be like some like
Oh,
60-year-old
60-year-old.
professor. I was thinking Gilmore Girls when Paris dates the professor.
Exactly.
That's what I was getting from this.
Yeah,
and I'm like,
older is definitely misleading.
yeah,
But it gets worse. Sophia says the older married guy in question is their film professor, Johnny DeMera. Full name drop, incredible. But it's also hilarious for her to like drop the full name because they all know each other. Like Johnny and Tate are cousins.
yeah. I would have loved to come up with you to drama sometime, and you're like, you'll never guess who I ran into yesterday. Meredith, Casey, like.
Exactly. It's
In
just
case you didn't know.
it's just for dramatic effect.
Yeah.
So now back at home, Chanel calls the pictures Johnny got from Holly stupidly risque, which is currently my front runner for title of ep. They both just can't believe that Holly would do this. And Johnny's just so grateful that Chanel believes him, that there's nothing actually going on with him and Holly. And they both just hope this doesn't affect their ability to adopt Salem's most popular new baby, Tesoro. So Tesoro is the name that the foster family gave Sophia's baby that she left at the firehouse.
Got it. So left of the firehouse, baby no name.
Yes.
given to a foster family in the interim.
Yes,
Named baby Tesoro by them because no baby name, gotta give a name.
exactly.
Okay.
And he is our treasure.
And if you have to give a name, the first thought that comes to anyone's mind is Tesoro.
They're a bilingual family. It's the
Okay.
Hernandez family.
Okay,
So
okay.
they said
Is
he is our
Tesoro
treasure and we call him Tesoro.
okay? Is it a common name though?
I don't think so.
That was my question. Okay, okay. I'm like, I
Fair
just
point.
yeah.
You don't know, that's not just your go-to baby name then?
Yeah, no. I actually I do like it. Now I'm coming around. I'm like, actually, that should be a more common name.
It's very
Tesoro.
elegant. So back at the hospital, I love this scene. Brady gets a text, a very important message he's been waiting for. It's bad news. You can tell by the way he goes, damn it. And Sarah just looks at him.
They all read their phones like they have really bad eyesight.
Yeah.
Because they all look at it like like you can see it unblurring in front of them as they slowly take it in, which is valid, but I'm like, they just need better glasses.
They need better vision for sure. And
but you can't wear glasses on a soap opera.
You can't. I mean, I just love the entirety of this scene was Brady getting a text.
Yeah, because that's the only note I think I have for this
That's
scene.
the only thing that happens. And Sarah's just looking at him.
Yeah, we don't figure out until the next scene what the text was.
Exactly. You have to stay tuned.
I feel like it's a common cliffhanger. I think we did that also with Sophia earlier, where she got a text and it maybe ended around there. Is that
exactly? I think it's a common. It's built-in drama.
In like the 60s, was it they'd get a phone call and like gasp and you would hear, or a letter?
Maybe a
like,
letter.
I mean, yeah. Because that'd be, you could see them look at it and go, oh, yeah.
And then cut to commercial and then
come
back.
Like, oh, cell phones are a weird trope we have to add into. But I'm like, no, there was always a way of doing it.
Yeah, for sure. Carrier pigeon.
Yeah, information given to a character that's not yet given to the audience.
Someone like whispering in their ear, and then you find out what the whisper was when you come back from commercial.
And their eyes just get really wide.
Yes, yes.
Love it.
I miss that.
We should keep that.
We should bring that back.
Yeah, we're gonna make a soap opera. And
we got it.
It's gonna be called Whispers.
So now we're going to go back to Jada's office. JJ is mid-story detailing his interaction with Theo during the blackout last night. He says he saw Theo from across the square, identified himself as an officer, informed him that it was past curfew, and ordered him to turn around because they imposed a citywide curfew during the blackout.
Which is wild.
Which is, again, it just all escalated so quickly. It was like power goes out, looting has started within 20 minutes.
I mean, they don't do that in larger cities.
No.
Where actually maybe it's because they're like, they don't know how to deal with this. So
they were like,
everyone just go home. Go home. It's the Wizard of Oz. Go home. Like
that vibe. Yeah. So Jada explains that Theo was in the town square past the curfew because he had to go to City Hall to pick up Paulina's phone. Paulina, who is Theo's stepmother and the current mayor. So Abe, who is his father, is the former mayor, and he is married to the current mayor, who is Jack A. Harry from Sister Sister.
Oh.
A legend in her own right. Theo was in the square because he had to go to City Hall and get Paulina's phone. And JJ's like, wait, how did you know why Theo was in the square? And Jada's like, well, last night Theo he left the square and came right back here and told me something happened. And I could tell he was really shaken up. And JJ's like, we both were. And I'm like, let's not try to be on equal footing of how shaken up everyone was after this interaction, JJ.
Yeah. Also, okay, so did Jada and Theo have a relationship? Like, know each other?
They only know each other through Paulina and Abe. Theo only came back like within the last several weeks, so they didn't like grow up together or anything.
Why did Theo go to her to like form a complaint? Why was he there? Why did he like go and tell her?
Paulina had come to the precinct for some reason, maybe to like have a meeting with Jada, and that's when she was like, oh my god, my phone is still at City Hall, and Theo was with her. So that's when Theo went, and so Theo came back with the phone to give it to Paulina and was like, and while I'm here, I'm lodging a formal complaint.
Got it. But he didn't name JJ in the complaint at that point.
I think he did.
Oh, he did. So Jada knows what's going on. She's just being like,
she's just being like, is there something you want to tell me? Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah. I love the end of this scene. Yeah, when JJ's like, we were both really shaken up. He tells Jada it reminded him so much of the last time. And he kind of fades off. And Jada goes, when you shot him. And it's like, yes, thank you. Thank you for speaking that into the room.
Yeah, and once again, you're shaken up.
I know. I can't. And it keeps getting worse. This guy,
Yeah.
I cannot.
I do have two all caps question marks in a row. It was from this scene into the next scene. I
Yes.
wrote, he shot Theo. And then I also wrote, Johnny was Holly's stepbrother. There were two really big bombs dropped for a non-watcher of the show in those
For
moments.
sure. And
Yeah.
both correct. And both, I mean, I think bomb is the correct word for them.
Also, ex-step siblings, fascinating.
I know, to be like, we were
They do
step
exist.
siblings and then they got divorced. And so now we're no longer related to one another.
Hard.
It's hard. Oh, divorce is hard on the
It
kids.
is especially when there are kids involved.
Especially when there are kids involved.
When one of them is shooting your brother.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
You have to be careful. We're in the square. Theo and Abe's conversation like takes a very clunky turn where Abe's just like, I just want you to be happy. I love you, Theo. Your mother loved you too, like his dead mother. And I'm like, oh, okay. We had to get here really step by step by step to talk about the mom.
Abe felt very like perfunctory for this episode.
Yes,
I feel like.
yeah. Theo wonders aloud if his mother would be proud of his life choices, and Abe assures him that she would, and they hug for an extremely long time. But I actually now know why they were like planting these seeds about Theo's mom, because in like very recent, like this month episodes, they're bringing her back from the dead.
Do we know how yet? Like you've seen, or
I haven't seen the episodes, but there's a mad scientist involved. She's potentially been kept in like a cryo chamber. I actually shouldn't even get into the details when I can't back it up with any kind of fact.
I know we get like really ridiculous on soap operas, like evil twins that you didn't know about, but like all within still the realm of like possibility. Do they do things on the show that involve like science that does not exist?
Yes, very much so. There's a lot of like hyper realistic masks of people's faces where it's like, so if someone was trying to pretend to be Theo, they would just like have the actor playing Theo do it so it would look like his body, and then they'd be like, Scooby-Doo, I'm pulling the mask off, and it would be like Tate or something. Like it would be a completely different
It's like
person.
Mission Impossible or
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, Arya.
Yeah,
Okay.
they do a lot of that stuff. There was an entire episode that took place in heaven, but I think we found out later that that was a dream. But it was like
Sure.
a week's worth of episodes where it was like Marlena was in purgatory and was like fighting between the devil and an
I love
angel.
the idea that they just did, Dante's, the trilogy,
Exactly.
all divine comedy.
Yes. So Ari is still trying to give Holly this pep talk. She's assuring her things will get better if she just sticks it out. And Holly's new phone dings, which the sound effect that they used is the alarm sound for when I need to take my birth control. So that was really triggering. I was very confused. But
She has it on it. Oh, I guess it's a new phone.
Yeah.
So maybe it just hasn't changed the settings yet. Okay.
yeah, but apparently, yeah, that was the notification that her new phone is set up. And I'm like, it doesn't usually ding, but never mind. I don't know. She doesn't know what happened to her old one. It's so annoying. So Holly starts scrolling. She's pissed. All of her photos and texts are gone from the cloud. And she has all these weird new texts from Johnny DeMera. Second full name drop of the episode. I'm obsessed.
Yeah, I guess if she's reading that in the phone as but wait, how does she know if everything got deleted? Does she know his number? Or maybe that part didn't.
I think they like explained it by being like just her photos and videos were deleted, but not her contacts.
And
But
did
I
someone do
guess
that on
old
purpose?
messages. No,
That was just like an actual like iCloud backup error, like nothing more duplicitous.
nothing more duplicitous than that. But I'm trying to think. Yeah, so Sophia took Holly's phone. So she was like away from the dorms sending the messages from Holly's phone being
And
like,
Holly is assuming that her phone got burned, but she actually was stolen.
yeah, Sophia was sending the pictures like as the fire was burning the dorm and Holly was being carried out to go to the hospital. So they realized that like Holly couldn't have sent the messages because she was unconscious in an ambulance when they were sent.
So does Sophia still have the phone at this point, or did she like dispose of it?
She disposed of it.
Got it.
I think she like dumped it. Yeah. So yeah, she's just realizing Johnny DiMera is trying to get in touch.
The first last name person. I kind of get it more now.
Johnny DiMera, it's a very like Bob Hope. Like this is my stage name. Yeah. And I always call him Johnny DiMera, and I always call her Chanel, his wife. Like I don't call her Chanel DiMera. I don't call her by her maiden name. I just call her Chanel.
She's a one name. She's a Cher.
Yes.
And he's a Bob Hope.
Totally. Oh my God. And they always find each other in relationships.
They sure do.
So now Chanel is apologizing to Johnny for how she initially reacted to the photos from Holly because she was very upset, understandably. But Johnny assures her he totally gets it. It's a shock. And Chanel thinks the fact that Holly just broke up with Tate and has been drinking a lot could be a factor. I'm like, damn, how did you know this girl?
Well, she called the night before about the paper, and it was clear she was drunk when she called then.
That must have been it. Yes. So Chanel must just be like, the girl is troubled.
Yeah.
Then Johnny gets a call from Holly. He says he and Chanel want to speak to her right away. And Holly goes, is this about my paper? And it's like, yes, me and my wife want to talk to you about your paper.
She read it. She loved it. She knows somebody who can publish it.
Totally. Yeah. So Johnny just says he wants to discuss it in person, and she can come over to his house. Not appropriate.
Crazy. I get they're like kind of family, but like a teacher inviting a student to talk about something serious, and like, the coffee shop.
Go to the town square. It's right there.
It's so strange. I was like, so you think this like crazy thing is happening where she's sending you nudes really inappropriately, and then you invite her over
to my house. Yeah.
Especially if we're under the assumption that Holly, they believe that Holly was fully aware of what she was doing.
Yes.
Then it makes it seem like you're actually being like
propositioning her.
I thought what you got, you should come over. Yeah.
My wife and I want you to come over.
We all liked the photos over here.
Yeah, it's not a good look.
Yeah.
That was crazy. There are so many places they could have met.
Thank God she doesn't know those photos were sent at this point.
Yeah.
Because then she'd be like, I would read into that situation. I'd be like,
yeah,
not what I was going for, but sure.
But I'm open, whatever. Yeah. Poor decision making, but Holly's going to come over. Back at the hospital, we have another incredible, like 2-sentence scene from Brady and Sarah. Sarah asks Brady what the text was about, and Brady reveals he thought he had a lead on Tate's baby, but he was wrong. End of scene.
And is Brady Tate's father?
Brady is Tate's father.
Okay.
Yes. So Brady is like trying to help Tate find where the baby, like whether it's with some family in Chicago or like, so Brady, we're going to get into it. Brady is on the case of what happened to Sophia's baby. Now, Holly has gotten to Johnny and Chanel's apartment in the time it took for Johnny to cross the room and sit on the couch. Like literally at the beginning of this scene, Johnny's like hanging up the phone and like going to the couch, and Holly is there. Johnny and Chanel do a little bit of like a check-in. Chanel assures him, he's like, you good? And she goes, good enough not to go Wolverine on Holly's ass. Yeah, I'm good.
Someone was really proud writing that line. And that would be me. How do I get that job? I don't care what it pays.
You would be great at that.
I would love that. Who do I talk to?
Okay, if you're listening, if you're listening.
I just love throwing shit and seeing if it sticks. And I feel like that's what you get to do at a soap opera.
100%.
And I would like to clarify, although I make jokes, I am not making fun of it. And I love the art form.
Available to work.
Yeah. if this is just audio you're hearing, I'm doing the little Vogue thing.
We're doing a hand slate, and yes, absolutely. So Tate still continues to not be able to process this information. He cannot believe that Holly would hook up with his married cousin, Johnny. And Sophia's like, yeah, it is pretty extreme. Love that assessment of the situation.
Even that was duplicitous. I'm like,
yes.
What's going on there, girl? That was just a response. But you have something to hide when you're just saying like, yeah.
It's pretty extreme. Her eyes are just darting every which way.
The strands are like bobbing.
Yes, absolutely. Floating in the wind. Sophia continues to just be duplicitous. She's suggesting maybe it's just a rumor. Maybe Holly made it up to make Tate jealous, or or punish him. I'm like, please don't bring the word punish into the room. She explains, Holly was really hurt after Tate and Sophia hung out the other night. And after a very long moment, Tate's like, hey, Sophia, how did Holly find out that you and I kissed the other night? And Sophia is caught.
I'm surprised with his processing skills that he even got to that within that scene.
It's truly a miracle.
I think from everything we've seen of him, he either would have been confused for like 10 minutes or just been so confused he didn't even know he was confused and just kept going.
Not to take any credit away from him, he has had like 2 or 3 days to marinate on this question. So I think this is actually a long form, like, oh, that thing that happened several days ago. How did Holly find out about that?
Okay, so now I'm back to him taking too long.
Yeah, sorry. And I'm sorry to take that away from you, Tate. Back in the town square, I said Theo and Abe finish their hug. I like to imagine they were hugging that entire time. They fist bump. Abe is heading off. Classic dad dynamic. Ari now stumbles into the square, comically lugging a not even full trash bag. It does not look heavy at all.
It felt very Disney Channel, that moment.
Yes!
Like I was expecting a laugh track there.
Yes. So Theo sees her in distress, asks if she needs help, and Ari gets very starry-eyed and is like, that would be amazing. Thank you. He takes the bag and she goes, wow, you're so strong.
She makes the line out of everything. I mean, I guess you're so strong is like a common line, but she like everything is like a
absolutely an innuendo.
Like yeah.
He asks like, where are we going? And she says she's going to the dry cleaners. And then she's like, do you need help with the bag? And it's like, no, he doesn't need help with the bag. You needed help with the bag. You can't help him. What are we doing here?
Yeah, it's kind of like cute. It's like she's really trying to flirt and it just like does not quite know. She knows how to flirt. She doesn't know what to say while she's doing it.
She's also so young. She's supposed to be like 18 and he's supposed to be, I don't know exactly how old Theo is supposed to be, but he's definitely like in his late 20s at the earliest.
Yeah.
Older man who becomes your
teacher,
your professor trope. Yeah. I don't know. I don't like it.
Yeah, I guess I'll give them the benefit of the doubt that like they don't really know at this point the age of each other.
Yeah.
We'll see where it goes.
We'll let it play out.
You know where it goes.
I don't know very much actually. I'm not that far ahead of this episode.
Oh, okay.
JJ tells Jada that he and Theo both relived that terrible moment last night when I shot him. And I'm like, again, much worse for Theo, no? Like much worse for Theo to relive that memory, I must say.
Yeah, he went in very much from like the start of the scene, like I really messed up the other night, to now trying to be like I did nothing, like I'm a victim.
I am a victim of my own prior actions.
Yeah. He really flipped within about 5 minutes of screen time.
He cannot be trusted.
Yeah.
Jada asks JJ if he did anything inappropriate last night, and JJ says he wants to say he did everything by the book, but he doesn't know. And he stares off, haunted. He can't trust himself.
And like, I mean, I'm glad that like he has at least some. It's like he.
There's an element of self-awareness.
This is how I feel about Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. They always
talk to me about it.
They say take accountability all the time, and I think they think take accountability means recognize the thing you did that was bad and then keep doing it. And so I think he's like I'm aware that I'm a problem.
I'm taking accountability for that black man that I shot unnecessarily.
All right, see you tomorrow. Like,
can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like we're in an era of we're all really good at identifying problems, but not doing anything about them.
Ben, my God, you've hit the nail on the head.
And that's why Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is an important show to watch, because I think it really actually reflects the America we live in today.
1000%. And that's why I think something like Days of Our Lives is the blueprint for why Secret Lives of Mormon Wives exists.
Reality is so, yeah.
Exactly. It's all there. Holly is sitting down with Johnny and Chanel. Johnny asks Holly how she's feeling this morning, and she says she's okay. She's just got a sore throat from smoke inhalation, and she's feeling pretty embarrassed about causing the fire. And she asks if the fire is the reason they wanted to talk to her. And Johnny just starts shouting that she must know that they called her because of the photos she sent him. And Holly does not know what he's talking about, and he thinks she's just playing dumb. So he tells her to show him her pictures on her phone, but of course it's a new phone and none of them were backed up. So Johnny takes out his phone and shows her the bra picture of her cleavage, and she is understandably taken aback.
Are we to assume as an audience the pictures got more risque, or is that the picture?
I think that is the picture. I think they kind of go in between saying like photos and photo. And
Sure.
I can't
It
tell
could have
if,
been like three of like the same shot,
yes, because
It's like,
Holly was not moving. Holly was passed out. And so Sophia was definitely limited in what she was able to take.
yeah. I mean, and I guess like, yeah, it is suggestive, obviously suggestive in a sense that someone who's married is wrong. But like, they're building up this photo like it is
Yeah,
like a
pornographic.
huge photo. Like this would go on grid on Instagram for a lot of people. Like
That's
it's
true.
just not
Well, they can show it on Days of Our Lives, like it's
yes, and I know where wait, sorry, is this one network? Did I ask if this one is on network
no,
or is this just stream?
it was on NBC for many years and they
Yeah.
have moved exclusively to Peacock.
Does that change what they can do in terms
I
of
haven't
like
noticed
yeah.
much. It's still a lot of like under the sheet bare backs
Yeah.
situation.
Like I feel like you have to kind of keep the theme. It's like weird when a show goes from a network to streaming and all of a
Yeah,
sudden like, it's like swearing up a storm and I'm like, but that's not in tune with the show.
exactly. That's
Like
not the spirit of the show. Yeah,
yeah.
they've definitely kept mostly to, I think, like network standards. So yeah, Holly is shaken by the reveal of this photo. Now, Jada to cut from that image to police brutality. I mean, the range of this show. We're back with Jada and JJ. Jada explains that Theo accused JJ of racial profiling, and she needs to ask JJ a serious question. Would he have stopped Theo if he was white? The underscoring is absolutely going off at this point. So JJ gives Jada an incredulous look. He responds, yes, of course. He goes, I was stopping people of all races who were out during curfew. It was a veritable who's who of the racial spectrum out in the town square during the blackout. Then he claims his tactics were direct but not aggressive. And Jada asks if Johnny drew his weapon during the interaction with Theo, and he didn't. So Jada thinks JJ did everything by the book. So why is JJ turning in his badge?
And this is where I got confused. I'm like, you came in to admit you did something wrong, but then now you're like sewing, not just like backtracking on it, which because that that can happen. We can do that, but like he seems so incredulous to the fact that he would ask her a question about like hey, I did something bad. And she's like, what did you do? Why would you say I did something bad?
I didn't
It's
do
basically
anything
how that
wrong. Yeah,
conversation went. It was just like I'm like, why are you so incredulous here?
totally.
I understand taking the time to think about it, process it. Was I,
Yeah.
it seems like once again for like they've probably been in conversation for like 3 minutes at this point in reality, of, like their
Yeah.
timeline,
Yeah.
and you are really flipping on like what your goal is here.
Yeah, we can't nail you down.
Yeah. I guess maybe was it like he wasn't turning in his badge because he didn't anything wrong, but he was like maybe I'm just inherently bad or I don't know.
I think we will eventually believe it is something like that. But yeah, once you're in the thick of it, it's like nothing you're saying is making sense.
Yeah.
So back in the square, Ari is treating Theo to a coffee. She really plops those empty coffee cups down on the cafe table, just in case any of us were considering that there might actually be liquid in them.
Sure.
She's thanking Theo for helping her with the insane amount of clothes she had to take to the dry cleaner. And she explains, she goes, during the blackout, we kind of had a situation with a fire. There was a candle and it fell over. Long story short, everyone's safe.
I think this is where I had the realization that Holly was blacked out in a blackout.
That's perfect.
I was like,
so Ari truly just swoons when Theo expresses a modicum of sympathy, and he talks about how
I'm sorry to hear that. You are.
What? You are? You don't wish my dorm burned down? And he's like, you seem like a good friend for, taking care of your roommate's smoke damaged clothes. And Ari just goes, yeah, well, she has a lot going on right now. And I'm like, to put it mildly.
Yeah, but also he really takes that in stride because like if someone told me that, I mean I know they just meet each other, but they're like, so wait, your friend burned down your home and now you're the one like cleaning up after her, and they were just like, well, she's going through a lot. I'd be like, okay, I guess I don't know the full story, but just make I hope you're not being taken advantage of. Like, I wouldn't just be like, okay, cool. She's going through a lot.
You're a
Got
good
it,
friend.
got it. Yeah.
That's hilarious. So yeah, Holly, meanwhile, is mortified at the photos and insists she doesn't remember taking them, let alone sending them. And then she's like, maybe I meant to send them to Tate. And Chanel is not buying that it was an accident, but Holly profusely apologizes. And Johnny says he wants to believe her, but that doesn't explain the letter. And Holly is so confused. What letter?
Were they assuming it was the letter, she was involved in the letter before the photos came, or
No, so it all happened like simultaneously. So the woman from the social services was coming to like do their home visit, and she was like, as a matter of fact, we've received this very troubling letter which says it's from the biological mother of the baby you're trying to adopt, Tesoro. It says Johnny and Chanel are not fit to adopt my son, and Johnny is engaging in an inappropriate relationship with one of his students. And so then literally, like, as she's describing this letter, Johnny's phone dings and it's the pictures of Holly.
And wait, do we know at this point who really did Is it Sophia who wrote that letter?
It is Sophia who wrote the letter, but we don't, the audience knows that at this point. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the vibe with the letter. Back with Tate and Sophia, this is where we really get into the weeds and we're just like throwing around casual mentions of a punching.
This is when I said girl with 2 strands of hair seems duplicitous. This is when I was just like, okay, it's gone on too long.
Yes.
This isn't just like a one weird line reading.
No, you are up to no good.
She is shifty-eyed.
She is. She is. So basically, the other day, Holly found out that Sophia and Tate were hanging out alone in Tate's dorm, and Tate and Sophia kissed. But Tate was actually just trying to like take advantage of Sophia to get information out of her about where their baby was. So they did kiss. He was
doing it out of
kissing the information out of her, which is always a bad.
What a great description.
It's just never a good idea. So Holly found out, and the next time she saw Tate, she punched him in the face. It was pretty epic. So now Sophia's like, wait, you think I'm the one who told Holly that you and I kissed? Which, this is also duplicitous because Holly found out because Sophia and Ari were talking about it. So in many ways, Sophia is the one who let Holly know.
Sophia told Ari willingly.
Yes.
Knowing that that's the roommate of the girl who would get back. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Okay. It's duplicity. It's duplicitousness.
Yeah. Classic
Sophia. So Tate just like can't figure out who would have told Holly about the kiss if it wasn't Sophia. And Sophia like throws Ari under the bus and says, well, Ari saw me coming out of your room that night. And like, I insisted nothing happened, but Ari still seemed super suspicious. And Tate at this point is just exhausted. And frankly, I don't blame him.
All of this is made up. Ari didn't see anything.
Ari did see Sophia coming out of the dorm room and was like, what were you doing in there? And Sophia was like, nothing. Duplicitous.
Sure. Okay.
But Ari didn't go to Holly and say that. Like Ari and Sophia then were talking about it the next day, and Holly overheard them talking.
Okay.
Because everyone is overhearing everything in this town.
Small town.
Small town. News travels fast. Yeah, Sophia's being very weird. She's like, this is where she goes, plus you didn't even really want to kiss me. You were just trying to get information out of me, which I love.
She knows. She's a self-aware duplicitous woman.
She knows when she's being taken advantage of. So Tate, he tells her he still thinks there's something Sophia is keeping from him. And she gets very shifty. And she's like, there's nothing more I can say to you. My break is over. I have to go inside. And she leaves.
Which is probably true. They've both been on break at the same time for far too long.
Someone has to start bussing these tables.
Yeah.
Back at the hospital, we're finally going back to Sarah and Brady. Sarah asks what Brady's lead was while crossing very uneasily to pour herself some coffee. It was a very don't be suspicious moment of blocking. Brady explains he did some digging when Sophia so one time the baby Sophia gave birth to was a boy, but
Mhm.
she said it was a girl when she pretended to give birth, I think to like throw people off. I don't, it seems overcomplicated. But at one point, Sophia mistakenly referred to the baby as he instead of she. And Brady clocked that and was like, something's fishy about all the information Sophia is giving us. So then Brady's like, I had a hunch that maybe Sophia delivered earlier than she said she did and dropped the baby off at the firehouse. Music sting.
How do they know about the firehouse baby? They know about the firehouse baby?
Small town, news travels fast.
Everyone knows about the firehouse baby.
Everyone knows about the firehouse baby.
And Johnny knows he's adopting the firehouse baby. He just doesn't know
Yes,
what Sophia is. Okay, so it's like
100%.
a new baby at the firehouse.
There's
Who's
a
gonna
new
get-
bombshell has entered the villa.
Okay,
Yes.
great.
Yeah.
He also very much sounds like a Florida Republican, really questioning this child's gender identity. I was like, oh my God. Like, why does it matter? But then I'm like, okay, I guess it kind of does matter if there's like
There's like a missing
unaccounted for
child.
baby. Yeah.
Yeah, this is not as nefarious as it sounds at first glance. So part of the reason the music was so dramatic at this point is because Dr. Sarah treated Sophia throughout her pregnancy, knows that the gender of the baby is actually a boy, and has since confirmed with Sophia that Sophia did give birth earlier than she claimed and did drop the baby off at the firehouse. So in Sarah's mind, she's like, I am keeping this secret that the firehouse baby is Tate and Sophia's baby. So that's why Sarah's being dramatic and stiffly crossing to the coffee maker.
I think you said this, but the Chicago, she went to like the big city, and that's where the girl baby came from.
Yes.
And where did that baby? Was there a baby there?
No. She just like went. She needed to be like, I'm somewhere no one can see that I'm gonna say I'm giving birth, but I have already given birth, so there's no baby to be had here.
And by the time she came back, she said that the girl baby's been adopted by someone in Chicago. So
Yes.
no, the baby's already gone.
Yes, and who knows where this firehouse baby came from?
Okay, then why change the gender? It seems like changing something in the law. Like,
I don't know.
it seems like making the lie more complicated.
It is. It is.
For no reason. Okay.
It is. Yeah, I think you're right. I think your instincts are right, Ben.
There's something, I think she has fun with the lie. So she's like, if I'm going to make a story, I'm going to make a story.
I'm going to really come up with something crazy. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
a girl, crazy.
So now in the square, there's this very strange moment with Ari and Theo where he kind of coughs when he sips his coffee. And then he's like asking what's in it, but so slow. Like he's suspicious she drugged him. Like he's like, what's
That is what I thought at the beginning of the scene. Yeah. What did you give me?
She roofied him. And then she just goes, it's oat milk with brown sugar and an extra shot of espresso. It was the special. And I'm like, it's just oat milk?
Yeah.
Like a latte?
Yeah, and then with an extra shot, I guess. I probably wouldn't like that. I don't like too much coffee in my coffee, you know?
I don't know. Theo then goes, it's not my favorite, but it's growing on me. And speaking of her making everything align, she goes, oh, funny. That's what people say about me.
Too.
I'm like, that's not good, girl.
Yeah, once again, she knows how to deliver a line. She does not know what lines to say. And as a character. And I think that's like a character choice which works. Yeah,
totally. Like they basically connect. Theo and Ari connect about, he's like, there didn't used to be all these fancy coffee shops when I was growing up here. So they connect about the fact that they were both born in Salem, but then like grew up somewhere else. And Theo is feeling conflicted about being back. And Ari assures him if he just gives it time, he'll be vibing with Salem all over again.
And it might be because they're doing the same kind of like line delivery they do for most of their other scenes, which are generally more dramatic. And so to do something like a meet cute with this pause just makes it like all the pauses and like looks at each other makes it really feel like the date is not going well.
Yes.
But I know as an audience, we're supposed to believe the date's going well. And we're supposed to like be like, oh, they're having a meet cute moment.
Yeah.
It just seems like I don't think they're used to meet cutes on this show.
No, definitely not. They're much
Yeah.
more comfortable with stolen baby, stolen identity.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
needed Amy Sherman Palladino to come in for this scene and be like, pick up the pace.
Just
Like,
to do some punch ups for the meet cute.
yeah.
So now JJ's talking to Jada about how he's done all the implicit bias training. He knows he has certain prejudices, but he's taken strides to be aware of them so that what happened to Theo never happens to anyone else. And Jada understands that something like that can live with you forever. And JJ says, even though he was cleared of wrongdoing, he lost hope. He hated himself, but thanks to friends and family, he found his way through the darkness. And he's tried to be a better person in every way possible. I'm just like, okay, we get it. You shooting someone else was the worst thing that ever happened to you.
do they clarify why he comes back to the job?
It was like a staffing situation. It was like he moved back to Salem, and somebody, maybe Jada, somebody was like, I heard you used to work. We're like down a detective. We could really use you on the force.
Because that's how you should be hiring people.
I know.
Like,
we're short.
shift opening.
We're a detective short. Yeah. So basically, when he ran into Theo after Theo moved back, Theo told him he thinks JJ being back with the Salem PD is a mistake. He doesn't think he has good enough judgment to be a cop. He's wondering if Theo is right. Dramatic.
It seems like he already had that answer for himself before and then backtracked on it.
And then backtrack. Yeah, he was like, I decided to never be a cop. And then someone offered me a job and I became a cop again.
Yeah.
Tough.
I mean, it's real to life.
You know what? I'm sure it
the
happens.
Yeah.
These are the days of our lives.
And on and on.
So now Sarah tells Brady, like, I think Sarah thought Brady was like being judgmental about the possibility of Sophia having left the baby at the firehouse, because she comes in really hot in this scene and is like, if she did leave the baby at the firehouse, she did the right thing. Those drop-offs are a legal, safe way to give up an unwanted baby. And he's like, no, that would be great. I just want to know what happened to my grandchild.
Like, so does this child exist somewhere in Chicago but I was kind of, I mean, okay, as a, like, once again, it's like a human reaction of being like, is there a missing baby somewhere out there? What's going on? That's fair. But also it's like, it's not your grandchild. And like, he's not trying to have a relationship with this baby. Unless maybe now that he's thinking, oh, this baby could be the firehouse baby. Oh, I could have a relationship with this baby.
I think they weirdly had this thing where they were like, we'll all get to like meet the baby once and then give it up for adoption. And like, if it's an open adoption, then maybe we can all be a part of the baby's life. But like, yeah, it's the lines of propriety are very blurred.
Yeah. And so basically she said, I went to Chicago and had a closed adoption and
yes.
Don't ask any more questions.
Yes. Okay. And you cannot have their contact information. You cannot. Yeah.
Okay. And now he's like, oh, now there's a possibility that.
Well, and it was crazy because Sophia said, I do have a picture of the couple, and she gave Tate a picture, and then Tate found out it was a stock photo from a picture frame.
It still has a water print on it.
Literally. So that was bad. She did a bad thing there.
Stupid bad thing.
Yeah,
I mean, if you're going to do something bad, be smart about it.
Exactly. Be more duplicitous. Be less stupid.
Yeah.
Brady says it doesn't matter anyway because Brady just found out that the firehouse baby isn't Tate and Sophia's baby. And Sarah is like, the fuck, what? And Brady
acting.
Exactly. Because she has information that's not just like, Brady got a text. Hey, what's up? So Brady explains Rafe, who's the foster parent of baby Tesoro, gave him a DNA sample from Tesoro, and Brady had it tested against Tate's toothbrush, and it wasn't a match.
So Tate was not part of this. He did not willingly give his DNA.
Correct.
Okay.
Tate doesn't even know there is a possibility that the firehouse baby could be his.
There's a lot he doesn't know.
There's a lot of he's operating at a deficit.
Yeah. Really trying here.
Now, back at the pub, Tate bursts into the restaurant and chooses the most inappropriate time to be like, Sophia, look me in the eyes and tell me you're telling the truth about what happened with our baby. And she's like holding a bus dish. Like, it's just like, this is not the time for this.
And I think this was a scene I realized who Sophia was. Because I think in the scene before is when I took the note, at what is this, like 26 minutes into the show, I wrote, when they're talking about Sophia and the
Who is
baby,
that?
I said, is Sophia a current character on the show? As in, have I seen her on this episode? And then by the next scene, I wrote, Sophia is 2 strands of hair, and Tate got her pregnant, but then was dating Holly. And now I've learned a little more. It's a little different.
Yes.
But then kissed Sophia after they broke up, which I put in
Yes.
parentheses, which is totally fine, by the way. Now Tate may not be the father, which wrong, but not be the father of the baby that we think is the one in Chicago. Or Sophia might not even be the mother, which is kind of true because there is no baby in Chicago, and so she's not the mother of that baby. And then I said, and that's what we missed last week on Glee.
Yes. Amazing. I just the fucking the strings, the red strings connecting everything. It's perfect. I love that idea of like, is Sophia in the room with us? And it's like, Sophia's been here the whole time, baby.
That's Sophia. She
yes.
2 strands.
2 strands. We never knew. So yeah, Sophia's really annoyed with Tate. She goes, we've been over it like 1 million times. She wants Tate to accept that their daughter will have a good life with amazing parents. I made sure of it. And then she storms off.
But yeah, with a bus tray is a crazy time to ask.
With a bus tray.
Like,
yeah.
What kind of answer do you expect to get when someone's bussing a table? A real one?
Yeah,
no,
the realist.
You get the shove you off answer.
Yeah. So now back with Johnny and Chanel. Holly has been given the information about the letter in the interim. And she goes, you think I sent that letter? So Chanel just thinks it's a stretch to think that the letter isn't connected at all to Holly's pictures, because obviously the letter was like the source of something's going on inappropriate with Johnny and one of his students.
Which would be wild to write about yourself.
Yes,
like, I'm
to be like,
letter.
I'm pretending to be this baby's biological mother and I'm outing my affair with my professor.
You know, but in like soap opera world, that would happen because like you're like thinking, how am I going to break up this couple?
In the most dramatic way possible.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Okay. So actually, I understand how they put this thought together, but this is the second time I wrote in all caps, I believe Holly. Like, it's just, even not watching the show, it's just so clear that it's like,
something bad is happening to her.
A really good liar, and we know that. I'm like, it's clear that she is like really like, I don't know what's going on here.
Yes, totally. I 100% agree with you. So yeah, Holly insists she doesn't have feelings for Johnny anymore, but Chanel asks what Holly remembers from last night. All she remembers is the girl who plays Holly has like the craziest mush mouth to me. She's always just like, I remember talking to Johnny about my paper. And I'm like, about your paper? Just say about.
Yeah. I like her.
I love her. Like,
I like Sabrina Carpenter. What can I say?
I also really like
a man
her.
Child. She was dating a man child.
He was. Yeah, I really do. I genuinely like her. It's just sometimes I'm like there in the last episode I recapped, she had a line where she's like, just found out about it right now. And I'm like, what is happening with your articulators? Also explain
why Chanel thinks she has a drinking problem.
Yes.
She is just always slurring her words.
She is. Yeah. So, you know, she remembers talking to Johnny about the paper. She remembers feeling sick, maybe taking a shower, and then she woke up in the hospital. So Johnny just wants to talk through everything step by step, but Holly can't take it. It's too much. She needs air, and she runs out. She still has smoke in her lungs.
That's true. And this has been a heavy scene for her.
This is big.
She's got a lot of information, and like honestly, just like knowing that like nude photos of you were sent from your phone, you're pretty sure you didn't take, that'd be enough for me to be like, I need a moment.
I need a sec. Yeah. Give me 10, to quote Love Island. So back in the square, Ari thanks Theo again for the use of his muscles, which I did not like the implication of that.
So close to being the proper line she's going for. Like, there's like a flirtatious, like, you know, like, oh, wow, do you work out? Like, she's trying to do that, but she says it in the weirdest, like, anatomical way.
Thank you for the use of your muscles.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like she's like carved them out. She's like Buffalo Bill over here. And she's like, thank you for donating your body to science.
Yeah. So as Theo's about to leave, Ari reminds him they haven't introduced themselves. Ha ha ha. So they share names, they shake hands, and Ari watches him go while flirtily twisting her lips.
But do not clarify that they're not related. This is the couple you're like, why are they not making any like double checking the third cousins?
I think they're safe, but like it's never a bad idea to I think honestly, no disrespect to white people, it's much more prevalent in the white families in this town that there has been too much cross contamination. So maybe they're like, Theo and Ari are like, we're probably good.
Sure. Yeah.
So now Jada insists she'd be the first one to remove JJ from the force if he wasn't fit to be a cop. She wants him to be confident and not second guess his instincts, so she suggests he take some time off, see the department psychiatrist. And Jada slides his badge back to him and says they'll revisit his resignation after his time off.
I feel she could have held on to that.
Just
you could have held on to that.
Safekeeping.
Yeah,
He's not going to be working.
Yeah, you don't need it right now.
So yeah, JJ thanks Jada for believing in him and they share a somber look.
I want to know more about her. I felt like she has a very boring plotline this episode because she's just there to be like, so what do you do? But like,
she's there to be like a Black woman representing policing, which is also unfortunate.
Does she have more of a role in the show besides that? Because I really liked her. Okay,
she
good.
does.
Okay, that makes me happy to know that she has that because I was like, I like this character. I want more of her.
Yeah,
bad plot line for her.
This was not her best stuff to chew on. Now Johnny and Chanel are debriefing how crazy it was that Holly was so shocked about the pictures. They both can't help but think she's telling the truth. They are on Team Ben, believe Holly.
This is when I wrote at 33 minutes, about 20 seconds in, I said, oh, so now we believe Holly?
Yes.
Like, oh.
We couldn't have told that to the poor suffering girl.
Yeah, like, okay, you've made some points. Let us, like.
Yeah. Johnny just still doesn't get how the alleged mother of Tesoro would even think he's having a relationship with Holly. Like, they have no concept of like who this alleged biological mother is and why she would claim he was having an affair with a student.
And does Sophia actually believe that, or is she just trying to cause drama? Okay.
She's trying to do whatever it takes to keep Johnny and Chanel from adopting her baby because she hates Johnny and Chanel because Johnny and Chanel were originally supposed to adopt her baby, like when she was still pregnant, and the adoption fell through because of chaos within the family.
Like they didn't want her baby, or
basically they wanted the baby, and Sophia's mom was the holdout for a long time. And then right when Sophia's mom finally came around, Johnny started to second guess whether or not he was ready to be a dad. And so he was dealing with family craziness on his side of the family. And he was just like, it's not a good time. But then they like resolved those issues extremely quickly. They could have, whatever, it doesn't matter. But so Sophia holds this grudge against Johnny for backing out of the adoption when like, it could have saved them all of this heartache. So she's like, they don't get to ruin my like adoption and still get the baby.
Wait, and did she just actually give birth early? Is that the thing? Does she just like go into labor early?
Yes.
And why? Oh yeah, because she the YouTube tutorial.
Yes.
But then why does she hide?
I think she thought her mom was gonna make her keep the baby.
Okay.
So she was like, I have to get rid of the baby. And I can't let anyone know the baby's already here. So like she was also lying to her mom about going to Chicago to give birth.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah, it's all a mess. So yeah, Johnny and Chanel are like, how would Tesoro's biological mom think that I'm having a relationship with Holly? And then Chanel's like, better yet, how would Tesoro's biological mom know that we were the people trying to adopt Tesoro? And Johnny goes full like Scooby-Doo putting it together. He realizes the photos were sent while Holly was in the hospital. And Holly said she didn't have her phone on her. She lost it during the fire. So Holly couldn't have sent the photos. So who did? And why? And Chanel really stares off with a thinking face.
Yeah, she got a good button for that.
It's good. It's good.
For the button.
So now back at the hospital, Brady's explaining to Sarah, they ran the DNA test twice. Tesoro is definitely not a match for Tate. And Sarah has a flashback to an appointment with Sophia where Sarah's gently confronting Sophia that she knows she was lying about when she gave birth, and she knows Sophia's lying about the gender of the baby. And Sophia insists the baby is safe. So out of the flashback, Sarah plays it cool, apologizes that Brady's disappointed, but, she has to get back to work. So when Brady leaves, Sarah doesn't go back to work. She pulls off her stethoscope and takes off her white coat and runs off in her crop top and slacks.
And this is the last we saw her this episode, right?
This is the last we saw her this episode because she has put it together. Tate is not the father of Sophia's baby.
Oh,
Yes.
wait a minute.
There's twist, and we find this out in later episodes. There was another teen boy from the town that Sophia was hooking up with, and he is the father.
And why was Brady DNA testing this baby Tesoro in the first place?
Because he was like, oh, this
He already
baby.
had the inkling?
Yes, he had the hunch. And so he
Okay.
was like, we'll do a DNA test. But he just tested Tate's DNA. He didn't test Sophia's.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Surprise. You are not the father. So now, last scene of the episode, back at the pub, Tate apologizes to Sophia for how he's been handling things. And I'm like, still not the appropriate venue. We're still mid-shift. Tate tells Sophia he won't ask about the baby anymore. Meanwhile, a stricken Holly is walking past the pub and peers through the window to see Tate. It was a gesture that like I perceived as Tate like physically keeping Sophia at arm's length, but like Holly perceived it as some sort of affection.
Once again, feelings are feelings, and just because you're broken up, doesn't mean you like want them, getting back with the person. Like, why does she care so? I mean, I don't know. Not why does she care? Why is she like, this could never happen? I don't know. She seems way too like.
I think it's like everything is going wrong.
And
it's piling on.
I didn't know during this episode that he got her pregnant while cheating on Holly.
Correct.
Or assumably got her pregnant.
Correct. Yeah.
So, and then I guess it's like, okay, now we're broken up, but the person who partially led to this breakup. Oh, no. Okay. Yeah.
We'll allow it.
Okay.
So yeah, then Holly turns away in tears and calls her mom, saying her whole life is a mess. She wishes she hadn't given up on the Sorbonne and could go live in Paris with her. Holly's mom lives in Paris. Perfect one-sided phone call. She's like, thanks for understanding, Mom. Yeah, I can't wait to see you either. And she goes, oh, and one more thing. I never want to come back to Salem ever again. Blackout, end of episode.
And that's like for the audience to be like, oh my God, she's writing off the show.
She's going to leave.
Yeah.
Dramatic times.
I should have never given up with the Sorbonne is what a great line that I just want to use in general anytime I'm disappointed by how something turned out.
Oh, I should have never given up on the Sorbonne. That is so funny.
It's so heartbreaking.
I know, girl. Oh my God, Ben, we did it. We made it through the episode. Wow. We learned so much. We went on such a journey.
This is a 38-minute episode.
Yeah, this is crazy. This is nuts.
It's a really stylized writing. How they get that much information in?
It is truly an art form in and of itself.
I love it.
I love it. I also am just, I'm trying to work in some sort of segment about like, these are the days of our life. Like, these are not the days of my life. Like, I don't even have anything that I could compare this day of their life to.
Yeah, it does. I mean, I don't know. There might be someone out there. I was like surprised when I learned that people had like similar high school experiences to Euphoria. They're like, oh, it's so relatable. I'm like,
that's true. So someone looks at Days of Our Lives and is like, whew, been there in my small town.
Yeah.
Those are the days of our lives.
Yeah, the back from the dead stuff is that's
a stretch. The possessed by the devil stuff, that's a stretch.
Oh.
I have to send you everything about Marlena getting possessed by the devil. Yeah. It happened to her twice.
So in this universe, is a Christian God real? Like, I mean, they go to heaven, you get possessed by the devil. It seems like the rules of this universe are Christian God is real.
That is correct. Yeah, okay. Definitely.
As long as we set the rules,
we can play.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Oh my God. Folks, if you're listening, wow, thanks for listening to this episode. You can follow the podcast on Instagram at So Are the Days Podcast. You can follow me on TikTok at Days of Our Live. I talk about all kinds of silly stuff and then also put stuff about the podcast up there. If you like the podcast, give it a little rating, leave it a review, tell your friends. I don't know. We'll be back in a couple weeks for another recap. Ben, thank you so much for doing this. Do you have any final parting words? I mean, I'm sure this won't be your last time on the pod. I got to get you back.
I think coming back to the name of the episode.
Yes.
I like alliteration. So I'm going to call it Duplicitous Double D's.
Obsessed.
I don't know anything about bra size. So I can't,
Unfortunately, Sophia
yeah,
is
I'm pretty sure
not
not. Yeah.
that.
Yeah. But
Yeah, we'll workshop the other, but I like
yeah.
it definitely needs to be duplicitous something, and we'll work on some other
Yeah,
duplicitous divas. I don't know. Duplicitous
yeah.
double D's. I'm dead. Ben, thank you. Listeners, thank you. Those were the days of our lives. Bye bye.
Bye.